Kylie Pohl, and I'm interviewing Evelyn Lott, the manager and chef of the Honey Tree.
Yeah.
Hi, Evelyn. Can you tell us a little bit about the Honey Tree?
Well, we are a family-owned business. We've been around since 1974, and we've been in this building for about 30 years. So it's been a really long time. We started out in Green Acres Shopping Center, and we moved across. Then we were across the street, and now we're here. My grandparents started it, and it used to actually be a yoga studio in the back. And then we served food in the front. So my mom worked here when she was 17, and I started working here when I was 17, off and on. And so that's kind of where we are. My grandfather passed away about 8 years ago, which is why I'm here. And I just fell in love with it, and it's a great place to work. And now I get to do my dream, and now I get to manage and be the boss. So it's pretty great.
Was there anything that you actually majored in, or is that what you call it?
Yeah, I graduated from the Art Institute of Dallas, and I have an associate's degree in business management and culinary arts. And there are a lot of different degrees that you can get, but I decided to do the management and culinary arts instead of doing the pastry route.
How was culinary school? Because was it pretty tough?
Yeah, people think they glamorize it on TV. It's really hard. And I actually started out with 30 people in my first class. And you go through, the school I went to is that you go through in 3-month quarters instead of semesters. This is like the 6 or 5 month semesters. And so when I graduated, I was the only person that I started with to graduate. Everybody else either dropped out or one other guy is still in culinary school. I have no idea what he's doing.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That's amazing. That's pretty amazing. What are some things that you wish you would have known before you started your career?
Well, I knew a lot of things. I had a pretty big background in cooking. In high school, I was a part of the culinary program, and I was a teacher's assistant, and I learned under a few chefs there that had a really great resume and a lot of experience. So I guess the one thing I would have liked to have known is how fast-paced it is. I guess I didn't really understand that until I really got to culinary school. And it's rigorous.
So what is the most valuable skill that you learned in school that you use today in the kitchen?
I would say learning how to taste food and how to season food. If you don't know that, then you can't be a great chef.
Okay, do you have any hidden talents that the Honey Tree does not currently offer?
I bake. I have a little bakery here, but I can do a lot of like fondant work and buttercream work, which we're more health-based, so I'm not making wedding cakes here or birthday cakes, but I can do that, and that's something that I pride myself in.
Good. Have you always wanted to be a chef?
I did. Well, I always thought I loved cooking, and I taught myself how to bake at a young age. I watched my dad cook. My dad's a wonderful cook. And I went into some other things. I thought I could run a store, clothing store, and I wanted to be a teacher at one point. And I decided that just really wasn't for me, and food service and working with people and being a chef is where I am.
What are the next steps in furthering your culinary career?
Well, I'd love to expand the Honey Tree. I'd like to put another location or just have more to offer. Catering, things like that would be great. I'd love to work under a chef, like a really talented chef one day. I'd love to run a bed and breakfast. I'd like to work in a hotel. I mean, I have a lot of plans, but you just gotta go with it.
Right. How many master chefs are there? There's
67-ish master chefs in America, I think, or the world, I'm not sure. Sorry. I know there are 3 or 4 in Texas, and I learned under one of them. One of them was one of my chefs or professors, if you will, in culinary school, which is really rare. And I can write that on my resume, and it's incredible.
What are the levels of chefs?
Okay. You can, well, if you're a part of the American Culinary Association, they start you out as things like line cook, chef, executive chef, master chef. So there's about, there are different stages that you have to take tests to become. I am a certified culinarian or certified cook. And I am a titled chef because I was hired that way. But it takes, probably about another 10 years where I could even be executive chef because the amount of experience you had to have, and then I have to test for it. But I'm certified. I'm a part of the association. So.
What do you favor about being a chef and managing the store?
I love working with people. I am naturally a people person and a people pleaser, and so working in a restaurant, it's a great place to serve the community and to serve people, and food makes everybody happy. And so I think that's really where I like food. I like to be around it, and I get to experiment a lot here.
Right. How do you take criticism from customers?
I think it comes with maturity to be able to handle it. I know a lot of people aren't that great with it, and I think I can easily diffuse a situation. And so I try to make them happy, and customers are always right. Even if they're wrong, they're still right because you want them to come back. So you just try to make them as happy as you can.
Do you have any advice for students about to graduate and enter the workplace?
I think that the world's hard. It doesn't have to be daunting or scary, but it's hard. And you just have to you really got to work. And people say, if you do what you love, you're not working. You are working, you're still working. And every day's not going to be great. And figure out what you like to do and what you're good at. And you'll have a better life. Is it going to make you happy? I think you have to choose to be happy by yourself.
Perfect. Thank you. So Evelyn, in the mornings when you get here, how long does it take to actually prep your food?
Well, it depends on what we're doing. We do a lot of salad prep and soup prep and things like that some restaurants don't do, but because we're such a lunch spot, that's something that's really important. I have everybody get here about 8:30, and sometimes on Mondays we get here at 8, and then sometimes I even get here earlier if I have to make cookies and muffins because we're completely out. So
what time do you typically leave once all that is said and done?
Well, we probably leave I leave around 4:30 or 5. Sometimes earlier, but typically that's when everybody else leaves around 3. So it just kind of depends on what we have to do for the next day.
On lunch rush, do you ever get really hectic to where you're like, oh my goodness, we need to make more food? Or do you typically get the proportions right?
Yeah, we normally, I'm pretty good at gauging, and so we've done it long enough that we kind of know, but today we ran out of a couple of soups and we had to just scramble and get that together, but we normally don't run out of our entrees. Sometimes we do, but then I'm a mom and pop shop, so I'm not a chain, so if we run out, that means we made it fresh, and so we ran out of it. There's really nothing I can do about it because it's going to take a while to remake.
Right, and so is there an actual menu, or do you make up the menu?
No, we have an actual menu. It's set. Sometimes I do chef specials, not all the time, but we're going to start doing that more. But I have a pretty set menu. It's large and it's long, but so it just kind of depends. Some things are better sellers than other, which is something that you really have to take into consideration running a restaurant. Something doesn't work, it's waste of money. And it's really important to know why you order something and utilize everything in the kitchen, because if not, then you're not going to make a profit.
So as a chef, is there anything that you would give advice to future chefs if they are wanting to work in a larger kitchen?
Yeah, this is a great place to work if you already have some sort of background. I don't really hire people that don't have any other backgrounds because I don't really have the time or the energy, or I'll work with you and I'll try to teach you as much as I can, but I need somebody with some sort of background, some sort of training. And culinary school gave me that. Working here for a long time gave me that. And just communicating with other people in the workforce gave me that. But I would suggest learn as much as you can. Not every kitchen's this way. Not every manager is like me. Not every chef's like me. I mean, there's so many different people, just like anywhere else. But learn as much as you can. Take pride in your work. Be really clean. I think cleanliness is the #1 thing that I'm really picky about. Wash your hands. Make sure you know where all of your ingredients come from and your source, and have a really good relationship with your vendors, because the people who bring in your food, they control kind of your quality. So you really need to pick through everything. I mean, just this past week, I sent back a whole box of avocados because they were not up to par. I do that all the time. And I have a pretty good relationship with them that they will quickly replenish what I will not use.
Hey Evelyn, I hear that tomorrow you are making tomatillo salsa, so that means that you're preparing it today?
Yes, we make green chicken enchiladas, and so one of the best things, what we call them a green chicken enchilada, is because we put green salsa on it. And when I'm done with this will be a very bright green color. There's jalapenos and onions and garlic and all sorts of good stuff in it. But basically, we take fresh tomatillos, and we have to hull them, or take the husk off of them. They're not like a tomato, where a tomato doesn't have any type of skin on it, but a tomatillo does. So we do that. We have to wash them really good because there's a sticky residue on them, and we boil them with our everything else, and come up, and then we blend it all together so it's like a really smooth sauce. We put that on our tacos. People put it on everything. I mean, that's what we're known for, is our green salsa.